the new HomePod. A lot of people are calling it the HomePod second generation, and a lot of people are calling it the new HomePod. And to be fair, I guess it's a new HomePod, so it's the second generation HomePod. The reason why I actually got one of these is because I love the sound quality from the first gen versions. I did have 2 HomePod minis in my bedroom, and then I thought to myself, if this one's any good, I'll probably go in the future and buy one again to have them as a pair stereo like my living room ones. And of course you get the instructions of how to use this. Pretty simple. And I'm guessing it's showing the new HomePod. And that is it. That is all the instructions. And it just tells you what other buttons actually do for the new HomePod. One of my main purposes of buying the new HomePod, you can actually take the cable out. Anything happened to that wire, then you basically need a new replacement or Apple to actually fix the adapter. With this one, it's completely easy to pull out. Okay, so let's set this new HomePod or HomePod second generation up. Between them both, the new HomePod or the HomePod 2, and this is the very first gen HomePod. They really look identical. It's when you get on the top, it actually changes. So it looks like Apple has actually gone in with this, but it looks kind of small compared to the first gen, because the first gen is actually molded into the actual product itself. It kind of looks a lot more bigger on the first gen compared to the new HomePod or the HomePod second generation. Now they only come in these 2 colors. I'd love Apple to actually bring new colors out, such as like a gold or a brown color. I've never gone with the white model, but I've seen a lot of people saying if you're a heavy smoker, don't smoke next to the HomePods or try and clean up the smoke, because it actually gets ventilated into the white HomePod and it makes it look like a yellowy color. Like I said before, this is one of the best features that actually got me to look at the second gen HomePod or the HomePod 2. You can actually take this out. With the first gen model, you can't. So if anything happens to this wire, if it gets cut or anything like that, this first gen will not work. Okay, so what I'm gonna do right now, we're gonna compare the sound. So I'm gonna play the first gen HomePod, and then after I'm going to play the HomePod second generation with the same song. Now this is not a song, this is off a classical game called Die Hard Trilogy. Bit of bass in it, so you can probably hear the difference between the 2 models. There we go. So that was the first gen of the HomePod. Now let's get over to the second gen, or should I say the HomePod 2. the second gen HomePod or the new HomePod. So that was the video of the comparison and the sound between the new HomePod or the HomePod 2 and then the HomePod first generation. If you do have this one like me, two of them, and you don't really want to go out there spending 300 on two new, or should I say one new HomePod, then by all means don't go out there and buy them. To be honest with you, with a sound, I can't actually tell a difference, but I'm not in the sound technology. I can't actually tell a difference compared to the two. Now, the only good feature that it is, if you've got an entertainment setup, you can actually take the plug out right now, or with the old one, you can't actually take it out. And if anything happens to this wire in the near future, to the Apple repair store or the Apple store and repair it. With this one, if anything happens to the cable, you can say to Apple, okay, this cable's been snapped, it's been broke. And they could actually just say, okay, don't bring the HomePod in, just bring the cable in, we can actually replace it, and then boom, sell it up and you're ready to go. So that's the only good features about it. Now, I'm not really kind of keen to this circle, like it's actually embedded into the product. I do love this one. I mean, look at it. It's got like a nice shine to it. I don't know why, but it looks like a cheap design compared to this. I mean, look at that. Even the reflection on it. I mean, the reflection is good on this, probably because it's white, but the reflection is really good. But on this one, it's actually bedded into the actual product. On this one, it's actually caved into the product. And I'm kind of guessing this one is more bigger compared to this one. It looks smaller on this one, and then on this one it looks like really, really big. So thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoy. Please stay tuned for more content like this.